Something that bothers me is this notion that we're supposed to play nice during the primaries. That's the primaries are here for us to flesh out our differences. And I would be lying, disingenuous, and part of the establishment, even though I don't have establishment money, if I did not tell you I have serious problems with Hillary Clinton, what she stands for, the status quo. Now, I am not Bernie or bust. That's not me. That's not my job. That's not who I am. I'm not telling you not to be that. I'm not telling you to do anything. What I am saying is that I have legitimate problems with Hillary Clinton. I also have more beef with conservatism than I do Hillary Clinton, but that's not the conversation right now. The conversation is, who do I think is going to be best? Right now, the person that's going to be best is Bernie Sanders. And so this idea that, I shouldn't speak out about it because, I'm quasi media. I'm not really media. I'm not a journalist. I'm a commentator. I have opinions. I have very well thought out opinions, and my job is to give it. So if, I know I have Hillary supporters who listen and they get tired of me talking about Hillary, but if I ever lie on Hillary Clinton, first of all, I think my progressive army and other people will call me out on it. Number one. Number two, I'll call myself out. But number three, I will give you the red carpet to come on my show and call me out for if I ever lie about Hillary Clinton. The problem is that the truth hurts. And I do have a legitimate qualm with what Hillary Clinton stands for, even more so than what she did in the past. I have a big problem with what she's doing now. And it may be that my problem isn't as much with Hillary as it is with people who are manipulating their values to fit Hillary. It's not a matter of purism I don't know, purism is, I'm 4 bourbons in. It's not a matter of a litmus test. It's a matter of there are things that we stand for. And if they don't represent it, then we should speak out against it. There's the other thing I have a problem with. Hillary Clinton is really, and I'm not going to say Hillary Clinton directly, but Hillary Clinton by virtue of her surrogates. They are legitimately waging a war on Bernie Sanders. They have forwarded the idea that he's a racist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, not a xenophobe, but a racist, a homophobe, and a misogynist, right? They're going full out against Bernie Sanders. And people then turn to get sensitive when we call out Hillary Clinton with the same intensity, but with facts. It doesn't work like that. I don't let conservatives get away with that. Conservatives don't get to destroy the opposition, which are progressives, and then get to be sensitive when we call them out. It doesn't work like that. Likewise, if you are in this and you are legitimately fighting and you are calling out Bernie Sanders with facts, or you're calling him out with rhetoric and propaganda, then you sure as hell need to be prepared for people to do likewise. Very simply put, you don't get to talk trash and not have people talk trash back to you. That's the second thing that bothers me about everything right now. The third thing that bothers me is that if you watched MSNBC and you saw, I forgot her first name, her last name is McGee, and she's from Sonos or whatever. She's from some liberal-leaning think tank, and she's African-American. And if you just look across mainstream media, you look at Jonathan Capehart of the Washington Post, you look at all of these different voices that are people of color who are giving this impression that black people are just in the tank with Hillary Clinton, one, and then two, that Bernie Sanders, as the McGee woman said on MSNBC, is going after the angry white men, compared to Hillary Clinton going for the Obama coalition. The fact that there are so many black political and media elite who are so in bed with Hillary Clinton that they are forwarding false narratives against Bernie Sanders, to the detriment of the truth and to the detriment of a fair and balanced conversation, I must likewise bring the same level of opposition, not just for the sake of opposition, but for the sake of you're not telling the whole story. you're painting these daisies in the field version of Hillary Clinton, and you're doing it by trying to vilify Bernie Sanders. Somebody has to bring the counter narrative because you're not telling the whole story. If the media would do their job and just give the facts without making it, without being completely biased in one direction, which is the establishment, then it wouldn't be necessary for me to go full-throated against Hillary Clinton. But because particularly black political and media elite are so in bed with Hillary Clinton, somebody has to actually voice the opposition to this false narrative that Bernie Sanders has a race problem, which he doesn't, and that Bernie Sanders is for white people, which he isn't. So all day it was, I think at least 6 different people hit me up today because they're like, Ben, you know, we like your show and we like Bernie Sanders, and Ben, you're a really smart dude, but do you have to go on Hillary Clinton so hard? Yes, I do. And the reason I have to is because what she stands for, I feel, is problematic. Now, if you ask me if I think Ted Cruz is more problematic, that's entirely a different conversation that we don't even have to have right now. It's not even a relevant conversation to today. Right now, the conversation is between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. Who do I think is best? I've already told you who I think is best. So these are the primaries. This is the purpose of the primaries. Everybody has their platform. Everybody has their followers. Everyone is going to promote the person they think is best, and that's the way it should be. I don't think that we should be trying to silence people. I do think that we should call out bull when we see bull, and when we see hit pieces, like today was the day of hit pieces against Bernie Sanders from establishment players. You know, we have the right to call that out. And so don't get sensitive. Don't feel like, you know, I do care how you feel, but I don't care how you feel. The point is, this is what primaries are for. And if you ever catch me in a lie, you can call me on that lie. You can come on my show and I will give you the platform if I ever tell a lie about Hillary Clinton. The problem is I've been telling the truth, and I think that's what bothers people more than anything else, is that we're telling the truth. All right, folks, 857-600-0518. That's my opening rant. That's all I have to say tonight, pretty much. I'm going to throw the microphone.